it's been really good working with Jen too. Like it's nice to be someone else on it, because you're making decisions every day.
No mai, haere mai. I'm Chris Neal, and this is the E350 series of What's on Your Mind, where farmers share their thoughts with other farmers at a time when farm profitability, environmental sustainability, and farmer well-being are key to dealing with the current situation of extreme Northland drought and COVID-19 lockdown. With that, let's hear what's on the mind of this session's farming team.
Hi everyone, I'm Shane Hood. This is my wife Jenny, and we're farming down in Drought, which is on State Highway 16 between Wellsford and Helensville on the Kaipara Harbour. We run a 430 hectare sheep and beef farm, trading and finishing what we can. A mixture of bulls, heifers and steers. Run approximately 450 beef cattle through winter, and try and finish sort of between 2.5 and our goal is 4,000 lambs. We started the Extension 350 program a little later than a lot of other groups, so we've just sort of coming up to a year. It'll be the first winter going into where we've sort of ramped up and we know exactly what we want to be doing and how we want to be doing it, with the decisions we've made with our Extension 350 team.
Good morning, Jen. Good morning, Shane. Thanks for giving your time to share what's on your mind. We're certainly living in some interesting and challenging times. And what we'd like to do is explore what's there for you in the immediate, in the 3-month horizon, and say in the 6-month horizon.
So yeah, currently we're 14, 15 days into the lockdown. So it's going to be really interesting moving forward to see what happens as far as markets and that goes. I guess at the end of the day, the big thing for us is we buy animals small, we grow them, and then hopefully sell them for more than what we pay for them. So probably one of our biggest things we're thinking about is what our animals are going to be worth, what the market's going to be like, how we're going to be able to sell them, what we think we might get for our animals, so what we should be paying for them, I guess.
Yeah, so, I think this is probably one of the most challenging times to be a farmer. Possibly one of the most exciting as well. Well, Shane and I, we've only been farming this is our 12th year, so this is the worst drought we've ever faced. And worked out yesterday, we've had 15 mils on the farm since the middle of December. So coming through this major drought and then being hit by the COVID-19 pandemic is certainly challenging time. So we feel like every single day we're making decisions based on the information that we have at the time. And
what I'm hearing is that you're really focused on the drought at the moment and how that's impacting you. Is there a particular aspect of that is it shortage of feed, is it shortage of water, is it dealing with the markets as you've reflected to?
Our big challenge on this farm is actually spring. The farm is it's 430 odd hectares, and 160 hectares of that is predominantly reclaimed flat land that runs out to the harbour, which is extremely wet in winter. So we run pretty low stock numbers down there over winter, mainly just lambs. And then come spring, we have this massive flush of grass, so we have to buy in. Well, we sort of winter 450 odd cattle, and then we ramp up to 1,100. So we're buying in on that grass market and then selling from January through to June, really. And so that's been a real big impact for us, buying when the schedules or when the store market's really hot and working out worst case scenarios. So we're still going to be making margins, and then it actually being worse than our worst case scenarios. And we've actually lost quite a bit of money on quite a lot of the stock that we've bought in spring. So that's been a real challenge for us. And we've actually still got quite a lot of stuff on board that is meant to have been gone. So we went into summer with real high stock numbers, and then trying to get rid of stuff. Everyone was dry, so there weren't a lot of buyers out there. What buyers were out there, the prices were really low. So you're buying store prices at, well upwards of $3, $3.20 up to $3.60, and then selling well below $2.60. So you put on 100 kgs and you're still getting less than what you paid for them. So that was a real challenge for us this year. Luckily, water. We've had our fair share of water issues, but we've got some really good bores on the farm, so water's been really, really good. And cattle have actually done really well. We haven't had the worm issues and stuff like that with it being so dry. So what we have got is done well. But
a major issue now with the drought is just trying to set ourselves up for winter. So our goal is to have all our heavy feet off by the 20th of April is generally what we aim for, so we can shut up in time for building up that pasture cover going into winter. So there's major processing capacity issues at the works at the moment. So the talk is that that's not going to be easing up for about 5 weeks. So obviously that's too late for us. The store market has seemed to have ground to a bit of a halt. We're trying to minimise our loss by holding on to them as long as possible. But then it's like, are those prices going to come back? We've probably got about 3 weeks up our sleeves until crunch time, and then it's just going to be we have to sell.
What I'm hearing here is you've got a supply chain issue. How do you find a way to lock this year's problems into this season and not carry them into the next?
We have to set a cut-off date. We have to say they have to be gone by the 20th of April. I think one of the best lessons we've learned from Extension 350 actually was last year. We made the mistake of hanging on too long to some R2s, and we took them through until about May, and it did impact. It actually impacted our winter lamb graze.
Yeah, you can be chasing the store market or chasing the schedule a bit. Sometimes you just need to bite the bullet.
Who do you go to for advice when you're in a situation like this, or do you just face each other and say, well, we'll work this out together?
Talk a lot. We rely quite heavily on the Agri-HQ insights and Outlook publications. A lot of talk to the stock agents.
I've got a couple of mentors and our bank managers on board as well, along with our consultant, Trevor Cock. And as a group, it's been awesome. You feel like you're not making decisions alone. At the end of the day, it's ultimately our decision, but we're talking all the time, and I'm getting phone calls from the guys as well to chew the fat on how things are going and that. And so it's been really awesome, actually. We've got a lot more skin in the game this year because the whole thing for us was to utilise every bit of feed that we could. With the dry and the COVID-19, obviously, it's been pretty challenging.
What is putting the most pressure on you? What would keep you awake at night here?
I guess the short answer is the weather is keeping me awake at night, and not knowing how the markets are going to be going in the near future, I guess.
My biggest worry is probably Shane's health at the moment.
Yeah, my back is keeping me up a bit at night as well. I do have a bung back, so yeah.
Who else is working on the farm? Are you there on your own, or you got a team with you?
It's pretty much that. This is it. It was predominantly me. My dad, he's 75. He comes out and helps a lot, and is actually a real big help. And Jen's dad lives on the farm as well. It's Jen's family farm that we're leasing, and so he's there as well. So we do have help, but it's predominantly just been me. And then with sort of the Extension 350, Jen's become a lot more involved, working together a lot more out on the farm, which has been really good as well.
Making your business work, what are the detail parts that you focus on?
We've become a lot more structured and a lot more methodical, I guess, through winter, so we don't have to buy so much coming into spring. We've set up a number of IBS systems, basically lots of sticks and strings, 1 hectare cells, sort of 23 to 25 cells, and using a bit of urea. So it's the pasture growth's our big thing, and making sure we got the right amount of cattle on our pasture, and we're growing the right amount of pasture for our demand.
Do you measure and record what's happening in the pasture growth?
Yeah, we do. Admittedly, probably not enough, but we're only just sort of been getting into the whole FarmX thing and loading that data in. To be fair, over summer we didn't do a lot. It's something we still need to work on, I guess, is more measuring, more time sitting down in the office, I guess, rather than being out there firefighting.
There are some things you have no control of, and there are some things that you do have control of. And you've just identified one of the things you have control of, and that's getting your pastures ready for the coming season. Are there other things that you feel that you have control of and that you focus on?
The things that we really focus on is our work-life balance. It actually hasn't seemed like it the last three months, to be fair, but But, we want to be able to go and watch kids play sport and have the odd afternoon to go do whatever, go to a cafe for lunch or something. So, that's one thing that we do have control of. And so, when you're sitting, looking at your goals, it's one of the things that comes up straight away, I think, with most people, is making sure you do have a work-life balance.
Looking out into, say, 12 months from now, what's the world that you anticipate we're heading into?
Times like these, when you are faced with these challenges, it does make you really look really hard at your business and tighten up all those screws and and just really make sure that you're running as efficiently as possible. So it's got to be a benefit, and I think in 12 months' time, hopefully those benefits will start to come through.
Yeah, one of the things worth mentioning is that we've been talking about how we haven't been getting great prices for our cattle that we've been selling, but we have been able to buy a lot of stuff next year at reduced prices as well. So it means that we're buying on that same market. So next year, hopefully the margins will be there.
Thanks, guys, for your positivity and sharing what's on your mind. Is there anything that we haven't traversed?
What the Extension 350 program has forced us to do is work as a group collaboratively. Like, we feel like we're in it together. So for anyone, I guess what I'm saying, even if you're not in Extension 350, talk to your neighbours, talk to friends, read articles, look at the Beef and Lamb website. I guess just to help with that whole process, because sometimes farming can feel pretty lonely, I guess.
Thanks, team, for sharing what's on your mind. If this triggered thoughts for you, we look forward to your comments and extending this discussion. In the meantime, stay safe, go well, and we look forward to seeing you next time.